And here we are, yes, once again, another training camp in Oxnard, California. Bill Jones, joined by George Teague, the former Cowboy, who will be a part of our coverage on CBS Texas again this year, Cowboys game day. And George, this is your second trip out here to Oxnard, California. Of course, many trips to training camp in the past. Isn't it just a wonderful place to have training camp?
This is always the place to be because those days in Wichita Falls, they did not work for me. It was too hot, but this cool breeze is great.
All right, no CD Lamb in this camp. It's not a surprise that CD is not showing up on time because he's in these contract talks right now. How long can this go on before it becomes a problem?
Well, you know, I think you're right. We all expected this to happen. There was a lot of talk about, okay, how much is he really going to want? And we know he wants the Justin Jefferson money. From what I've been told, they're a lot closer than we may think. So I don't think this will go on too long. I think Jerry Jones will work it out where he can get him back to camp as soon as possible.
You know, just the general feelings about this team as this camp opens, I sense a lack of buzz around this camp as far as fan interest because of what happened in the playoffs last year, which is unusual considering the fact they're coming off 3 straight 12-win seasons. But I think it's the lack of activity in free agency. I mean, you look at the list, it is not a long list. It's basically Zeke Elliott and Eric Kendricks, veteran free agents that they signed in the offseason. This is a prove-it type camp for this team, I think.
Well, we've heard a lot of people describe it with the word, nah, I don't know, just kind of there. You know, when your biggest free agent is Mike Zimmer, the new defensive coordinator, it doesn't really boost the fans base or even myself to be able to do that. So, you know, I think this is going to be interesting to you to see how well they do.
All right, having said that about Mike Zimmer, this is a guy who played for Mike Zimmer. He knows Mike Zimmer well. The change from Dan Quinn to Mike Zimmer in a nutshell, what are we looking at here?
I think Mike Zimmer is going to bring something different, like emphasizing team, playing together, making sure that everyone is doing all the right things to play good, not just for themselves, but for everyone. You know, my days of playing with him, playing with Woody and Prime, you know, he had a lot of attitudes there that he had to try to control. So I know he's really preaching team.
You know, and when he went to Minnesota, he took over the number 32 ranked defense in the league in Minnesota, and for 8 out of 9 years they were a top 10 defense, and he basically did the same thing at Cincinnati. The track record is there for Mike Zimmer, not to say what he did with Parcells with the Cowboys, and then earlier that was part of course, the coaching staff that won the Super Bowl the last time.
Well, you know, the players are really going to love this scheme. I've been seeing that a lot of safeties, corners are really liking what's going to happen here because he tries to put guys in position to play, to be all-pro while playing within the team aspect. So I think it's going to be fun to see Trayvon Diggs, Bland. You know, I'm a secondary guy. I just want to see how they're going to play as well.
Okay, and finally, you mentioned the name, Trayvon Diggs. Of course, you all know George is an Alabama guy. Trayvon is an Alabama guy. How much did they miss him last year, and how much do they need a healthy Trayvon Diggs this year?
Yeah, he was very critical. He is someone that you had to have on the field. The way that he plays, his playmaking ability, you know, he's one of the best corners. And I would have to say that a lot of that's because of Al Harrison, what he's done and being able to understand players and how to motivate them on and off the field. A former player who can reach into, you know, guys like this in times of adversity.
Oh, one more thing. What is it that you're looking at when you watch practice out here? What is it that you're going to be looking for more than anything?
Well, day one, I'm looking to see who's in shape and who's really coming in ready to play. The second piece is, what is the difference in the attitudes? Are they really gelling and playing as a team, as Mike Zimmer has been talking about? What kind of new schemes or wrinkles has Mike McCarthy put into it? So I just want to see if we can pull it all together and be one single unit.
All right. George Teague, former Cowboy. He'll be with us on Cowboys Game Day throughout the season on CBS News Texas. And that's it for this day here in Oxnard, California.